Well, hello, folks, from Princeton, Florida. It's 94 degrees on this 21st of July, 2022. And we're headed north to the Employment Center. And we're on 129th Avenue, where they're going to build a crap load of houses and apartments soon. So maybe in a couple of years they'll do a video on this avenue and see how much has changed. Haven't made too many videos lately or published any because I've been on kind of a rut. There you can see more in the construction area. I've been kind of on a rut. I had a broken rib and bad cold. It wasn't COVID, and then I had a problem with my mom. She fell. She had hip replacement, and it's been a rut. Hopefully, we're getting over it. We'll get through it. We have a good family. We'll stay together and get through it together. But enough of that. Still working on videos. I promise I'll get it better at it. I'm thinking about buying either a GoPro or something similar. This iPhone is not bad, but it does let him through. It's not bad, but it does overheat sometimes. So hopefully it won't overheat and stop the radio today like it did the other day. We had a pretty good video going and it just shut it down. So anyway, well, I'll share a couple of stories with you while we're on the drive. And both of them, it was when I was kind of like a rookie, just started as a supervisor, and one of them I'll start on right away is and we're making a left turn to 127th Avenue. By the way, we're gonna try to get on the turnpike on either Eureka or Quail routes, depending on the traffic. I'm trying to avoid the Cutler Bay area, but anyway. It was an afternoon going into the evening, and I was working either 272 or 275 up in the northern part of the county. And I had a spare vehicle at the time because our regular vehicles were at the time were Dodge Spirits. They were pretty good, a little slow, but they were pretty damn good. They're roomy, and for our kind of work, but we don't need speed or anything like that. It was a perfect patrol vehicle. But I wasn't driving a Spirit that day. I was driving a mid-90s Chevrolet Cavalier, spare car that's usually used as an administrator's car. We usually didn't put that on the road for 8-hour shift. But that's the car I had, and we had a call about a silent alarm on the bus. And I was assigned to it. And 99% of the time when you get a silent alarm on the bus or call police sign or something like that, it's a malfunction, equipment malfunction. But the radio dispatchers at the time, they said, this could be the real deal with this bus. So it was on a 27 route, which runs on 27th Avenue, of course. It traverses the whole county. It's a very, very long route. And it was headed southbound through the city, coming into the city of Miami from Miami Gardens. So I was near our central garage. I was at 36th Street, and I started heading north to meet the bus somewhere. And the police had been given the call too. And right around the Brownsville area, the police caught up to me with like 3 patrol cars. I said, "You looking for the same bus we are?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "We'll follow you. You know the route." And I said, "No, straight up 27th Avenue until we find it." So they said, come with us. And they were going lights and sirens, and I was flooring that Cavalier. That Cavalier actually have those, I don't know, you guys that are familiar with those mid-90s Cavalier. They got a little prep to them, a little pep. Not prep, pep. And I floored it. I mean, we're just slowing down for the intersections to clear. They'll clear it for me, and we floored and keep on going and keep on going. I was keeping up with those Caprices and Crown Vics and the Grand Furies. And I'm saying, shit, we're running with the big boys. And finally, we meet the bus at about, I want to say it was south of the college. So maybe it wasn't 103rd Street. That's too major. It was a little smaller intersection. I think it might have been 95th Street. Boy, look at all these houses around here. They're all in the 500s. They're building quick, too. Beautiful. But they're all the same color. My daughter calls it copy and paste community. Let's see if I can show it to you. Okay, let's get it back on the road. So anyway, caught up to the bus. There were some units that were coming in behind the bus. By the time we got there, they had just pulled the offender off the bus. There was some guy that was threatening everybody, saying he had a gun. I don't know if he did or not. I don't remember. And they had just pulled him off the bus and had him on the ground and all that. And I parked, right in the middle of the intersection with the rest of the police officers and asked the operator if he was okay and all that. Oh, when I turned around, that Cavalier was mad. It was huffing and puffing. It was smoke, steam coming out of everywhere. That engine was just doing a knock. I looked at the temperature gauge and I pegged the temperature gauge. It was all the way down. And one of the officers says, "So you thought you could run with the big boys, huh?" And another one said, "Don't turn it off. Let her breathe. She'll get over it. If you turn it off, you're going to lock the engine up." And that's what I did. I let the car sit there and smoke and complain. And finally, after a few minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes, it cooled down enough where it wasn't knocking anymore. And I was able to, get my information from my report and head back on patrol duty. But, that shows you what a police package is on a vehicle. It's not, the police package doesn't make the vehicle the fastest. And this is a orange light, okay? It's not red. See, it wasn't red. It doesn't make the vehicle the fastest on the road, but like one cop told me, he said, it was back in the 80s. He says, my Diplomat only does about 120, 125, but it'll do 125 for an 8-hour shift. It's all that heavy-duty cooling and a reinforced engine and all that. You got other cars that'll do it, but not for long. That's why we see sometimes on, okay, what do we got here? On police chases, that eventually the car they're chasing just gives up the ghost because they can't do it anymore. These police cars are engineered for that. So it was just a funny situation. Everybody had a good laugh about it, including myself. I wish we had cell phone cameras then I could take a picture of that car. There was steam coming out of every vent, under the fenders. I mean, luckily it didn't bust a radiator or anything like that. But it was mad. It was real mad. And okay, enough for that. The second, let me adjust this a little bit. It's heating up. Let me raise the AC. It's giving me a temperature warning. Okay, I got a lot to learn about making videos. let's see, maybe I can get this last story out. Anyway, this next one was a little bit before that. I was still I was a rookie, of course. And our lights, back then, our cars now have light bars. They're amber and clear. Oh, somebody's in a hurry. They're amber and clear, and the standard light bar. The cars are marked. You know, the county emblem. Some say Transit, some say don't, some don't. Back then, though, we had unmarked vehicles for our type of work. If you ask me, I prefer the marked vehicles. And administrative cars had the markings of the county, but our patrol vehicles were all white or different colors. And we had I was in my first couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, and I was sent out to 15 in a major accident. 15 is a backup, is to help out the primary unit. Usually, you know, paperwork or multiple injuries, stuff like that. And we can talk about, you know, what a 15 is in another vehicle. I mean, another video. But anyway, this guy, get over here. I was sent on a 15 and to a major accident, and I was driving one of those Dodge Spirits, unmarked, no light bar. And what they used to give us for on the unmarked vehicles were what we call the Kojak lights. You know, those little amber lights that rotate, and you put on this magnetic, you take it out the window, and you put it on the roof. And what I didn't know then is there was a technique about that. It's not like you see on TV where Kojak just, or Starsky and Hutch or whatever, they just put that light on top of the roof, and they get to the accident scene, open the door. I mean, the incident scene, they open the door and they're chasing the bad guys and all that stuff. Well, it's really a technique to it. When you put that light on, and you're going to put it on the roof, you got to open your door and take it in between the body and the A-pillar and stick it on the roof. If you don't, when you open the door hits the cable and then it knocks it on the ground. Well, me being a rookie, I got to the scene. There was a couple of veteran supervisors there, and I got quick on my clipboard, opened the door as fast as I could, and the door, I had put the Kojak light on as I arrived, like I was supposed to. And when I opened it up, that door took the cable from the power cable from the light, and the light went flying, ended up underneath the bus, and the cable unhooked from the power source, and it whizzed past my nose where I can hear it whistle. It came so close to my nose that if it would have gotten my nose, if it would have hit my nose, it would have been relocated to the side of my head. And the whole thing went flying and under the bus. And those veteran supervisors had a laugh. They had a good belly laugh at me. I was trying to crawl under the bus, trying to get my light back. And those lights were sturdy. They didn't break. But if it would have got my nose, it would have been relocated to the side of my head. It would have been a lot of bleeding, and those guys would have been laughing even harder. So that was another funny incident. You know, I laugh because I can laugh on my own. You know, I can laugh. I have the ability where I can laugh at myself. Some people can't. I do, but I'll tell you real quick what a 15 is. Then we'll end the video, so it won't go too long. And we're northbound on the turnpike, by the way. 15, when we have major incident, major accident with injuries or whatever, fatality. If it's just injuries, we'll send two units, the primary and the backup. But normally, if it's a fatality, we'll send 4. You get 1, we'll be doing the report. The second one will be the liaison, I guess you want to call it. They'll be gathering information for the primary unit, from the police officers, from the fire personnel at the scene, and feed it to the primary. Then you have the third one, which will be taking the pictures and examining the scene, also fetching information for the primary unit. And the last unit usually is just for the operator, especially if it's a bad accident, if it's a fatality. Not only do you want to console the operator, but you want to keep him away from the press, and people in the neighborhood may want to talk to him or her and make things worse. You usually put them in your car, turn the air conditioner on high, and just stay with that operator until they talk to traffic, homicide, the detectives, the police off the scene, and nobody else. They can only talk to us or the authorities. And then we usually, once police release him and her, then that unit will take him or her out for the required post-accident drug test. So there's a there's a method to the madness, like they say, and that's how we handle major injuries. How we got away from it for a while, but right now we're getting back to what to the protocols and the procedures that we used to strictly follow, and that's our main goal right now. So we're headed north on the turnpike. Since now it's 93 degrees, and like I said, folks, like, subscribe. I'm gonna do more videos. They're gonna get better as we go along. Oh, there's another Hyundai Palisade there to the left, just like this one, same color and everything. I don't know if it's a calligraphy edition or not. We'll know in a second. Nope, it's a regular. Still pretty nice. And you folks let me know what equipment is better for filming. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there. My friend Big Al, he does videos on the cars, especially mid-90s, 90s, 15, 20-year-old videos, cars that he buys. He has a nice collection. And got my friends that do scrapper videos, Tin Man Scrapper, Blues and Scrapper. And, I'm not planning on doing all the way scrap. That's a hobby. I'm not planning on doing any scrap videos. My videos mostly is going to be about transit and about the city or the area, the state. When I retire, I'll be traveling to different small towns around Florida, showing you our view of our smaller towns or our beaches and stuff like that. Stuff that I enjoy watching in other videos. People who post videos of their hometowns. I don't care where it's at. It could be Missouri, California, North Dakota, Canada, Europe. So I'll be posting some of those videos too. We're counting down to retirement, and hopefully, if anybody has any suggestions for me, I appreciate it. What type of equipment to use? What am I doing wrong filming this? And we're gonna cut it right now, y'all have a good day. I hope I have a good one. Keep it safe. And this is Transit Joe saying bye-bye. Looking for that red button.